It's very surreal for me when I get to these events because all my life I've been bullied for being effeminate and being gay. And today when I come across my bullies, I tell them, you know what, first thing, you're right. And second thing, I've monetized it. So, thank you so much for having me here. It's always so humbling to be here in a space like this where I get to share this incredible space with such incredible artists, and I'm just really, really grateful that I have this opportunity in my hand today. Now, I grew up in a very small village in Odisha called Konya, and it's a very, very long way from the small village in Odisha to the international stage of Malta, where I get to live this incredible life of a celebrity, living, getting to wear the most fancy clothes by the most fancy designers, and coming back to this very space of mine where I still have to deal with stigma and a lot of prejudice. It was quite a life-changing opportunity for me, and that is exactly what I will be talking about today. So, bringing it on. There are three things in life which, the three mantras in life which I believe in a lot, which is belief, perseverance and resilience. Those are the three words that I always know existed in my life, but I never really got to actually experience them. And it was only when I walked through this entire experience that I realized that perseverance is something that we all know that we must persevere, but it's only when you actually go through that experience you realize how difficult it is to just shut the world outside, wake up and just like push yourself out of that door the very next morning when the world out there is being really, really negative to you. When I won Mr. Gay World India, there was a lot of debate around me being extremely dark and extremely skinny, and to a lot of extent I realized that that was also my perception of what a gay man in India looked like. A brown skinny man in India was not really a gay brown skinny man in India was not really looked with a lot of respect. And I realized that if I can really accept myself that way and really bring it on to people and tell them that, you know what, if femininity and if femininity aren't euphemisms for indignity, being effeminate, being gay is as strong and beautiful, and you can be anything that you want to be if you really believe in it. I came across a transgender employee in Godrej while I was working, and she said to me that, the world will really change if one day we can have a trans child who you come across, and his or her parents come up to him or her and say, you know what, you can still be the president or the prime minister of your country even if you're trans. And that's the kind of world that I would really love to walk into someday. We often use the words sex and gender very interchangeably, and I also grew up in a very heteronormative society where I was told that a man is usually the one who really has the power, and it sort of became my complete picture for me as well. When I walked into IIIT, I remember, it's an engineering institute, and I was doing electronics and communication there. And I used to believe that the girls don't really have the power, so they're not going to be as good as coders. And my class had 60% girls, all of them coders, and they were far better coders than a lot of the guys. And that sort of pushed me and made me question my own ideologies. And I came across another friend of mine called Ishan Hilal. He's a belly dancer. And I said, I've been wanting to do this all my life. What is it that made me not want to pursue it in my life when I could have done it? And then very next day I signed up with Banjara, and I believed that, I'm a guy, so I can definitely dance a lot better than any of these girls. And the first class itself, we were made to shimmy for an hour. A shimmy is basically it's basically a knee shimmy. So we were made to do for like 5 minutes, and I was exhausted. And my teacher was still on and on with it. We did it for an hour. And that is the day when I realized that all my perceptions, these are just such rigid societal concepts, and I really need to push myself out of it. Dreams are genderless. Art is genderless. Possibilities are limitless. Imagine a world where we won't be looking at ourselves as perfect men or perfect women, but just really empowered individuals. Imagine a world where we don't have labels. That's the kind of world that I would want to walk into. That is the world where we can really believe that all what we need is to live to inspire. We need to live to empower. Thank you so much.